Hi everyone, and today we're continuing our wiwibloggs review of all the Eurovision Greatest Hits acts.
She's not
Today
in
we're going to look at
first.
possibly the most popular Eurovision winner of recent times, Sweden's Loreen with Euphoria.
I love it. I'm like, I am a Scandi fanboy. I'm not ashamed to say it. I think Loreen definitely deserved to win. 2012, I think she absolutely smashed it for a reason. I mean, she took the record at the time at Melfest. There was always that kind of expectation on her shoulders. And yeah, I just think everything came together for her on the night. The performance was amazing. I think Sweden deserved to win after kind of like a long period since Charlotte Perrelli last won. And yeah, just like the complete package. Like, I think there's a reason it got the most 12 points ever.
Um, the song is okay, but I don't really get why it's so much hyped. Like it wasn't the best for me from Eurovision 2012, and like yeah, I can see why it won, but yeah, I don't get why it's so much hyped. Loreen is an amazing artist, and she has much better songs than Euphoria. Yeah, I'm happy that Sweden won. It took me to my first Eurovision ever because it was so close to me. But yeah, it's not the best winner, but I can totally see why it won.
Sammy, the reason there's all this hype around Loreen is because she's amazing and Euphoria is amazing, and we're all going up, up, up because there's
Like
yeah.
that's this like typical Swedish pop. It could be something new for Eurovision, but like nothing new in the whole music scene in Sweden.
No, there was just something about Loreen. Like, it was so stripped back. There was the Schlager from past Swedish entries was dumped, and just even the whole stage show, and just like even my favorite part possibly is just the dramatic like doom doom at the very start. And I don't know, there's just something that clicks with me, and I just love it. And there's a reason why it charted all over Europe and has been probably the biggest commercial success of recent years.
I mean, I think like she is unique among like typical male first runners. When you compare her to Eric, you compare her to Robin, even to Sanna, she stands out from the pack because she's not a conventional pop star. I mean, SVT actually put out the interesting fact that Euphoria was originally offered to Danny Saucedo before they gave it to Loreen. So kind of what history would have done to that. So like she is different because it is about merging that kind of very commercial pop sound Sweden has. And still has. I mean, like Undo is like a huge commercial sound. Heroes this year is exactly the same kind of thing. Loreen is just unconventional, which I think is why Sweden won by such a large margin. I think if it had been sent by like your Sanna Nielsen or your Charlotte Perrelli, it would still have won because it's a great song. But I don't know if it would have been won by like the margin. And that's going to be like Fairy Tale and Euphoria, though, which is so much better for me in the field of the year than like anyone else in the competition. Like the Russian Grannies were terrible. I hated them in 2012. And Serbia as well, actually. Like all the songs I really liked in 2012 did appallingly apart from Euphoria. But I just think she like crushed the competition deservingly because she stands out and still does. For reasons like I don't think Man should have beaten her record at Melfest.
But yeah, I also like the fact that the performance is so like stripped down. There's just one dancer, and usually on the dance songs they have way too many dancers. So that's like and also like it's so mystical and like there's no much lights and stuff like that. It's unlike in all the other dance songs, there is no too much going on. The song was really on focused on the performance also.
And a really good thing I like about it as well is that it's one of these kind of credible entries, but at the same time you're able to dance to it, because there's so many of them now, especially in the wake of the Common Minutes, that they're like, oh, credible has to be slow and has to be boring. We need to bring in a guitar or whatever. Like Loreen proved that you can be credible and still have lots of fun and have a song that you can dance to all night.
I think just in terms of she's not even fun, she's just cool. Like it's like an icy electro like vibe to it. It's almost like you can dance, but it's also something that's kind of like mesmerizing. Like it's very anti-Eurovision in that sense. Like I think we started moving away from that kind of from like 2009. It got much less cheesy and power ballady. And I think Loreen kind of forever like shut off. Like even if you look at like Undo, that's a power ballad, but you wouldn't really call it cheesy in any way. So it's that kind of like icy electro, like that's why I think it stands out so much for me. Anyway.
And like I think Loreen like changed the contest to the best possible way, but like Conchita like musically brought it back to the way it was before 2009 or so. And one thing I have to say, the opening act from semifinal 1 in 2013 with Loreen and the kids, it's really I didn't like the song at that point, but it really gives me goosebumps and almost made me cry at the arena because the atmosphere was amazing there. And like I think that's one of the best opening acts ever. And I think why they put it on semifinal 1 and not final.
Yeah, it was kind of wasted there. But the thing about Loreen is she hasn't exactly become a global superstar, but she's definitely very much a superstar in Sweden. And she's managed, like, if you look at the songs she's come out with, We've Got the Power and Paper Light, and compare them to, say, Ryback or Emily DeForest, there's no comparison. She's in a league of her own. And she has that kind of X factor, I think, that she could have won probably with a lot of different songs.
I think, yeah, like, you have to acknowledge, like, the field was weaker, which is why she better, like, because I think, like, your Lena, your Emily DeForest were all favourites and all, like, from the beginning were going to win. It's just, they perhaps had a harder mountain to climb than Loreen did, like, slaying a load of Russian grannies who we knew were all going to get killed by the juries in the voting, like... But that's not to take away, because she's amazing, and I love her.
So, now it's the most important part, time for the scores. And a justification, please.
10! Because she's the best winner ever.
I have to give 5. The song is good, but it's not, just like I said, it's not the best winner, so it's not the best from the contest. It's just a nice song.
I'm going to give it a 10. Loreen is the queen. She is the warrior. We're all warriors, and she's the best.